Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today you are a guest of a special day, because today is gonna be my first video. It's not my first ever YouTube video, but it's the first in a long time and the first on this channel. So what you're watching is a little time-lapse of city skylines. About the game, well, I think everyone who's interested in this video knows the game City Skylines. Big YouTubers like, well, I believe C-Top and well, other guys play this game, and I don't know exactly who plays it. Flableaky, I think plays it too. I don't know. Guys like that play it, so you probably know about the game. I find it a cool game. I find it a nice game. I always loved the SimCity games, so definitely I love this game. So today is gonna be a little bit, well, the time lapse with voiceover, that kind of shit. You know about it. And my strategy on this game is making, well, not one big city, but a little bit of a bigger city and then some smaller towns around it. And I believe that helps out a lot, because the traffic is then being separated over a couple of, well, a couple of places and terrains and towns and cities. So I've planned out the first city to be right there, and on the other side you will see in a second that I'm gonna be placing a little bit of a industrial zone, and in the upper left I think is gonna be another industrial zone, because there's a lot of ores to find. Also, before I started recording, um, I made I bought all the tiles, so I have all the available space in the map. I also have the 81 tiles mod and infinite money mod and everything unlocked mod. So I made it a little easier just to be able to build everything I want. It's just about building for now. So I make these little roundabouts over the highway, above the highway, I have to say. And well, I think that makes traffic go a little bit smoother. They aren't always perfectly round, and they don't particularly have a nice shape, but well, they work as I want them to, so I'm not gonna complain about the shape. It was kinda hard to find that sweet spot for the exits, but well, apparently at the end I found them, and it didn't look right. Like you can see, it's not, well, realistic, but for the time being I'm just gonna leave it there. So I'm gonna make a little roundabout there, and well, I'm in love with roundabouts. They solve so much traffic problems, and they just, well, they are just better for everything, I think. And like my strategy, I don't know where it comes from. I just have it from myself, like building more places and building a lot of highways just around cities, so I have a lot of, well, the traffic can come everywhere via highways. So the 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 roads in town aren't too how to say, they aren't too busy. The traffic is not too dense in like the normal roads. It's separated throughout the highways. So I started off with like all the services and stuff, and well, it's getting to a it's beginning to look nice. One problem I had this game was that the industrial demand was really bad. Luckily I have infinite money on, so I don't have to care about the money, but it still is a little bit, well, normally I predict to have a lot of industry, so I I made a couple of roads for industry, and right there is ore. So um, well, I just wanted to have a lot of industry, and that's not possible at the moment. I'm gonna make a little bit of a, well, like a roundabout again, but here I have to modify it a little bit. The highway has to be underground, otherwise I can't place the a roundabout. So just a little bit about myself. I have had a channel before. I well I just found, well, I game a lot, well, a lot, a couple of hours per week, like normally 1 hour a day or something. And I thought, why wouldn't I do something else than only gaming and use that gaming for something else? So I did, and well, here I am. It's been a while since I've made videos. I believe I haven't uploaded anything since November last year. But that was on my old channel, and I'm not gonna make like a schedule because I know I can't keep up with it, because I don't have particularly a really busy life or something. I'm well, it's just I don't want to be gaming for 24/7. I have a life around it, and it's not that I'm not motivated to do this. It's just that I have family, and I I I don't want to be gaming all the time, and it's just well, I don't like being upstairs all day. I want to share time with others, with people I love. And I think everyone should, but well, that's something else. That's not my problem. Everyone should know it for themselves. So right now the city is beginning to grow a little bit. Again, those demands were a little bit weird this game. But well, yes, it's just I had to have patience, and in the end I believe there was a little bit of industry coming up. But for now I'm just making that little railway road, railway tracks, I mean, and well, I'm just connecting one industry zone with another, so the industry zone with the ores um, can transport ores to the other industry zone, and then they have raw materials from within the map and not from outside the map. So also that means that I can make a little bit of a, well, a train station, just so that workers can go to work by train. I'm gonna make a train station inside the city and on both industrial zones. Also later on I'm going to connect the railway tracks with outside connections, but that's something for later on. And some moments I'm just waiting for that industrial demand, and the residential demand was pretty good, but further it was not that good. So I had to wait a little bit. Here I am waiting for something I don't know anymore for what, but doesn't matter. Just be patient. So what games you can expect on the channel are, well, I think games like Scrap Mechanic. I like GTA 5, and of course City Skylines. Otherwise I wouldn't be doing this. But I especially like games that don't need too much time, don't use too much time, because well, it's time I don't have. I could have that time if I really wanted to, but for now it's not really needed. And I like the recordings, but I don't want them to take over my life. And I'm also looking for, well, not nice people to play with or something, but that's something for in the future if well, if I'm a little bit better with speaking and like I can speak proper English, but sometimes the pronouncing sounds a little bit weird, as you as you may have already noticed. But I'm really trying my best to, well, just sound English, just so you can understand it. And also the pronouncing is something for the future that will come eventually. Like I'll when I'm just speaking, well I will probably learn to speak proper English. So now I have all the train stations in place, and of course when the city grows I'm gonna make like a central station. I have one mod for a big train station, and it has metros, but from now on I'm just gonna do it with a small train station, just a route within the zones and city, and the bus lines. Now I'm gonna make like a third section of the city. I have one in the middle, one like next to the railroad tracks, and then this one. So every one, I think I have two high schools and a lot of, well, how are they called, elementary schools, and well, like for the for the level of the buildings, education in the game is really important. So I spend a little bit of time on that. Also, I spend kind of a lot of time on public transport like bus lines and trains, and later on probably also metros, because I find that really important, because well, it really affects the traffic. If you have a lot of good public transport, you're really gonna have less traffic, and especially when you set the policies, and which I'm gonna do later on in the video in the end. When you set the policies for free public transport, you're gonna be well, it's gonna be good for traffic. When you have as much of citizens excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm so bad. As much citizens as possible going with the public transport, because well, then you have less cars on the road, and of course trucks are always gonna join the road, but with some cargo train terminals, those trucks are also a little bit less. So I'm just guessing on public transport, and I hope that saves my roads and my waiting time on the road and my lines of traffic. Also, what I want to do is like a little town, like where the other railroad tracks are, and then well, just to keep the traffic a little bit, well, a little bit all over the map, not centered on one point, just to like not have those amazingly big traffic lines, because sometimes in city skylines I find the traffic a little bit, well, non-realistic, because I've never seen that much traffic in like a city of 5,000 people. But well, it's a game, so no hate. Well, there's one thing about traffic that I really love, and that's just because there's that much traffic, you really gotta pay attention to it. Like in games like SimCity 4, traffic just despawned, and then that was it. But traffic there in the older SimCity 4 games, the, all the SimCity games, well, they just, I think they just didn't have that realistic traffic, because that traffic didn't have a destination to go. And when you click on a car like this, it says going to, and then it says residential or like an household or something, whatever it's called, but that's what you can see then, and that's a realistic part of it. Further, like, I love I just love this game because of the way you can affect infrastructure and stuff, and like the turns of the roads and public transport is really good. So well, that really is a thing in this game. So I'm just expanding the city a little bit here, and well, I think this is almost the end of the video, and in the next episode probably I'm gonna expand this city a little bit more on the other side of the highway probably, and maybe I'm gonna start with a little town, or I'm gonna do that in the third episode. And well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and just tell me what you thought about this, like about the gameplay, about the time lapse, also about what I'm what I am talking about, and have you any do you have any tips for me, or besides taking English lessons, because that's something I just got learned by doing it, so don't complain about that, please. So I really hope you enjoyed, and well, see you next time. Goodbye.